Between worldly things and spiritual health. Between desires of the flesh and spiritual ecstasy. It's about temptation. Now, who hasn't been tempted and who hasn't succumbed at some time? You always hear the same old story. The devil made me do it. It looked so good. I had to have it. Well, when did all this begin? Well, it began in the beginning. In a place called the Garden of Eden. Now, the Garden of Eden was originally believed to have been located in Mesopotamia or southern Babylonia. But the latest theological studies have found that its actual location was 10 miles south of Jersey City off the New Jersey Turnpike. Now, that's why they call it the Garden State. Now, in the Garden of Eden, understand, you had none of the accoutrements of modern living. You didn't have no bed, there wasn't no houses, you couldn't go out onto the highway and get a hamburger if you wanted one. Didn't have no mama and no papa. There was no sin. There was no sex. Man lived in a state of innocence. Now, when it comes to no sex, I prefer the state of guilt that I live in. I decided I had to understand the mysteries. I had to understand where the root of this problem was. So I took a spiritual journey to the location of the Garden of Eden that's now occupied by Happy Dan's celebrity used car lot. I walked in. The man said, son, you need a yellow convertible. It's a 4-door DeVille. It's got a Continental spare and wine chrome wheels. You need a tape deck automatic key with a full fold-out bed in your back seat, a television, and a phone so you can speak to your baby when you're driving all alone. I said, thank you, sir, but what I really want to know about is I want to know about the roots of temptation. Where did it begin? And he said, well, son, that's easy. You see, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And on the first day, he separated the light from the darkness, and he called the light the day, and he called the darkness the night. On the second day, he grew hungry, so he created the cheeseburger. And the Lord sat back and said, this is good. On the third day, he grew hot, so he created air conditioning. And the Lord sat back and said, this is good. On the fourth day, he grew bored, so he created rock and roll. And the Lord sat back and said, this is good. Now on the fifth day, unlike my competition, Jimmy Lee Swagger, the Jerry Falwell will tell you, on the fifth day, he wanted to take his baby for a drive. And so he created the pink Cadillac. And the said, this is why. Well, now you may think I'm foolish for the foolish things I do. You may wonder how come I love you when you get on my nerves like you do. Now, baby, you know you bug me. There ain't no secret about that. Well, come on over here and hug me, and maybe I'll spill the facts. Because, honey, it ain't your money. 'Cause, sugar, I got plenty of that. I love you for your pink Cadillac, crushed velvet seats, riding in the back, oozing down the street, waving to the girls, feeling out of sight, spending all my money on a Saturday night. Honey, I just wonder what you do there in the back of your pink Cadillac, your pink Cadillac. Too big and uses too much gas. And some folks say that it's too old and that it goes too fast. But my love is bigger than a Honda. Yeah, it's bigger than a Subaru. Hey man, there ain't but one thing and one car that'll do. Anyway, we ain't got drive it, sugar, we could park it out and back and have a party in your pink Cadillac, crushed velvet seats, riding in the back, cruising down the street, waving to the girls, feeling out of sight, spending all my money on a Saturday night. Honey, I just wonder what's it feel like in the back of your pink Cadillac, your pink Cadillac, your pink Cadillac. Catch me